The Vast of Night is not in theaters. It's actually streaming on Amazon Prime in 4K. I finally saw this movie a couple weeks ago, and I do apologize for reviewing it finally now, but I feel like there's been like a backlog of 2020 movies in terms of like actually reviewing it. So it's been timely, unfortunately. But guys, The Vast of Night, you clicked on this review, you want my thoughts on it. I first just want to give a little bit of exposition. So first and foremost, if you don't know what The Vast of Night is about, it is a movie that takes place during the 1950s, obviously during the nighttime, and it focuses on two people. One is a switchboard operator, the other is a radio DJ, and these two storylines are interwoven together to where they both are experiencing strange audio frequency noises, and they're trying to figure out what exactly they are. Again, it's a mystery movie, it's a science fiction movie, it's a drama. It's blending a lot of genres. I like all three genres, so I was pumped for this movie. Although, again, I was kind of late to watching it. Overall, what did I think? I feel mixed about it. I will be positive, first and foremost, in saying that I love the long takes in the movie. The cinematography with the long takes are really actually quite impressive, especially given the budget constraints. There are many scenes where it's like, wow, how did they pull that off as a long take? The performances are fine. The costume design, the production design, the makeup, those are all fine given the constraints of the budget. But that's kind of where my positives end, because I think that this movie is quite disposable. And I think that's my biggest issue with the movie. I get it with a movie with what it's going for it. That's what you have to base it off of. But I feel like also when you watch a movie, and again, this is just perspective from viewer to viewer, but I feel like when you're watching a movie and you see a lot of potential, especially with a director that seemingly has a lot of talent to be had, when you see him wasted on something that isn't fully fleshed out or fully conceived, I feel like that's kind of where I take issue with. Because are there little nuggets of like, oh wow, this guy has a lot that he has to say? Yes. But overall, when you're watching the movie, you can't help but look at these characters and see how two-dimensional they are. And more importantly, also the pacing. I think that this movie was a bit disjointed. I know that's usually my go-to word, but I felt like it was disjointed because there were certain scenes that are a little bit too slow, and the other scenes that go by a little bit faster towards the end. I don't think that this is a bad movie, though. I think that, again, it's a movie that I take issue with the story and character development, but there's nothing outright terrible. There's nothing I'm going to sit here and say this is terrible about the movie, because it's not. It's a mostly competent movie that I just feel like on a story, character, and pacing front, I take issue with. If someone were to say that they like this movie, just like other movies, I always say this, I would say, I respect your opinion. I can see why you liked it. It's just for me personally, I wanted more from this movie. That's not the movie's fault. It's just for me personally, my perspective about this movie. I think that there was a lot that they could have done with this movie that they didn't. But again, it's not a bad movie. It's just a middle of the road movie. And The Vast of the Night, for me personally, I'll be giving it a 2.5 out of 5-star rating. So yeah, no hot sauce rating. I am curious to hear your guys' thoughts on it. If you guys want me to go into spoilers, I'll be more than happy to in the comment section down below. Just know this, I do think this movie is quite forgettable, which is another detriment to it for me personally. I barely remember this movie. I had to literally go back to my Letterboxd review to see my thoughts on this movie. So, whoops. But guys, The Vast of the Night, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And as always, don't forget the subscription, notification bell, and I'll catch you guys later.